another crack at an FCS championship opportunity for you coming up on Monday. What is this experience like compared to the other times you've been to Frisco?
I would say it's similar but a lot different. Other times I've been to Frisco, you always know that you're gonna be playing college football again the next year. But this time around is a lot different because this is kind of the last go around, the last chance to put the pads on for NDSU, and so kind of understanding that there's some added motivation, knowing like leave it all out on the field because you'll never get this chance again to play college football. So um, I think it's unique and different at the same time.
You've grown up with guys like Cam Miller, with Mason Miller, all those different guys. I mean, Braylon Henderson as well. What have you guys felt like you've left as a legacy for NDSU since you've been on campus?
Yeah, really good question. I think growing up is a perfect term to describe us, just the amount of growth that we've had in our years um, from freshman year till now. I think a lot of things that we kind of preach at NDSU is the physicality and the competition, um, trying to strive to be our best selves every single day, if that's conditioning or if that's eating at the dining center or in the weight room or out on the football field. Like, just the constant competition to keep pushing each other to be our best um, is one of those things that I think that we've left at NDSU, or kind of left the tradition there at NDSU, is bring on the competition. Um, no matter the shape or size, we'll show up and we'll do our best.
How have how has your role on this team changed from redshirt a handful of years ago to now being that 6 year senior and a guy that most guys look up to try and help develop themselves?
Yeah, um, it was kind of like drinking water out of a garden hose or fire hose when you're younger, trying to learn the offense, play, um, and kind of manage everything that was happening. But now it's you've been through everything in college, been through kind of the grind of the college football and stuff, and now you can kind of start enjoying it um, and start kind of showing the young guys the way, giving them tips or tricks to help them along the way to be the best that they can be in college football. So um, just kind of the process from learning from the older guys to now being an older guy, trying to help out the younger guys as best you can is pretty unique to see.
I don't know if you can even pinpoint it or not, but if you can, what has been your favorite memory or maybe couple memories of all of your adventures to Frisco as a collegiate athlete?
Hmm. Man, that's tough. Um, I would just say like I really enjoy the plane rides and the bus rides with all the guys and just talking and kind of being the young hoodlums in the back of the bus or the back of the plane. That's what I most enjoy, and that I'm gonna miss the most because it's some of your best friends that you grow up with. You go through hardships with, you go through pain and all those things with those guys, and they kind of have your back along the way is one of those things that I'm gonna miss for sure. And I know when I get older, we're going to talk about that until we're 50, and the jokes are probably going to be funnier 20 years from now. But it's one of those things where I'm not looking forward to it.
Um, that offensive line in 2021 that for NDSU obviously had like all NFL guys. What do you remember most about those guys and that unit overall?
Yeah, I would say that unit, the camaraderie and the closeness of our entire offensive line that year, from the top of the list to the bottom, was so close knit and so um, kind of gelled together that it was some of the funnest football that we've ever played here, because no matter who you put in there, you had kind of an all caliber, an NFL type player next to him to help out young guys. So I think looking back on those days, I mean, you sometimes take it for granted the talent that you had up front, um, but what a unique picture that is to have that picture. And it's so cool because what you're missing is on the outside is probably Christian Watson, who's in the NFL. The guy who's about to run the ball is Hunter Lipke, who's in the NFL. So that picture is just super neat to see, that just the success that NDSU has had at the next level, and hopefully it doesn't stop after that picture.
Yeah, I mean you're likely to join them as the next level. I mean, how much have you tried to balance, focusing on the season, but also knowing what's ahead and potentially in the draft and
Mm-hmm.
in your pros?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's the kind of realizing that if you do well now, everything's going to take care of itself down the road. So just focusing on the present and being the best that you can be is really big, because you know everything's going to take care of itself because you've witnessed it from other guys that have gone before you, and kind of leaning on them and asking them questions about certain situations or certain things is huge. And that's just a really nice part about NDSU and having that pipeline is if you do have a question, you have however many guys that you can ask that have gone through this. So it's pretty unique here.
Yeah, you blocked Brody Greavy a lot during that game last year, number 41 this year, and 10. What stands out most about him?
Yeah, just the high motor that he has. I mean, he's an unbelievable athlete, super athletic, but just the motor that he plays with is what makes him such a special player. Is he never takes a play off. Um, just as you think he maybe took a play off, he cranks it up to 110%, kind of tricks you or fools you into thinking that. So I would say that what makes him like such a great player, and just the heart that he plays with out there. He plays for Montana State. He plays for his home state. You can see that when you turn the film on. He's an unbelievable player, and I'm really excited to see what he has in his future, and excited to play against him one last time.
Yeah, and then number 11, who probably is going to be going up against you the most in this game. What do you know about him? What stands out?
Yeah, long, lengthy, athletic. Another dude that really likes playing for Montana State. He's a really good pass rusher in everything that he does. So excited to go up against him and see what he got. But I know I had Brody last year most of the game. As you know, I've had 2 holding calls against him, and he makes you work every single play. So those guys both have really high motors, and they're really good football players.
Last one for me is that they've been putting Brody in the middle a lot. They've been stunning with guys like Iden and him, and doing a lot of twisting things. How much have you guys kind of been preparing for that, and how challenging is that to prepare?
Yeah, it's super challenging, especially when you give multiple looks and different blitzes and all that stuff. But you can tell that he is their best player, and he gets a lot of that stuff set up for him. So just understanding where if he goes to one side or the other, he's going to be a really good and really impactful player on that side. So understanding that, and then that doesn't take away from the other 3, because they all are a really good defensive line. They got 36 sacks this year. So it's hard to focus on one guy, but at the same time, you kind of understand, where he's going every single play. So it's going to be a good challenge for us.
Yeah.